Shalom Yasharala. Before we get started, we're going to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And we're back with another video. The title of this one is called Days Before the Flood. Alright, and that's going to be a twofold, this is a twofold, title. Alright, now the days before the flood, alright, speaking of the days, in the times of Noah, when he, he was out, when he had the Lord, told Noah to build a boat, and Noah did it, alright, and he also, he was a preacher. He was also preaching, telling the people like, hey man, the Lord said a flood is coming, And while Noah was building that boat, he was a preacher. It says, let's get it actually. Let's start with that. What's that? 2 Peter 2 and 5. It says, I'm gonna start at 4. It says, for if the Most High spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness, to be reserved unto judgment. Now, these are not talking about fallen angels. All right, it's talking about the sons of God, right? Verse 5, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon upon the world of iniquity. Okay, so Noah was a preacher of righteousness. He was preaching the word, telling the people of what's to come. All right. And in a way, we're like, similar to Noah. We telling them of what? The judgment of the Lord that's about to come upon, America, Babylon, the Great. Let's get 2 Peter 3 and 6. Or is it 7? We can start at 5. 2 Peter 3 and 5, it says, for this they willingly are ignorant of that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. That's talking about what? All right, the days of Noah. Okay, and really, it's like the days of Noah all over again. Okay, and we'll show you. It says, verse 7, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. And that's why we're out on the highways and hedges preaching the gospel, all right, of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right? Tell them tell them that fire is coming. Okay, instead of water, all right, fire is gonna come upon this world. You see? So now let's get Luke and actually read what was going on in the days of Noah, because it's the same way today. Luke 17 and 26, it says, and as it was in the days of Noe, all right, which is Noah, so shall it also be. So shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man, who is Yahushua. Right? It says, they did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage, until the day that Noe entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. You see? And you can see the same way people today. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage. They were partying, going to clubs, going out, having a girls' night, whatever. Going to the game. Okay? During a time of mirth. Let's get Ecclesiastes 7 and verse. I'm gonna start at I'm just go straight to the point. Ecclesiastes 7 and 4 says, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. See that? And the heart in the Hebrew is lab, which goes into your mind. So the mind, you can replace heart with mind. The mind of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the mind of fools is in the house of mirth. And I'll show you, to go into it. Heart All right, lob, right? Inner man, mind, will, heart, understanding. Okay, inner part missed. It says heart of man, soul, heart of man, mind, knowledge, thinking, reflection, memory. So it goes into your mind. You see that? So the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, right? But the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. And who's in the house of mirth? 2/3 of the people of the world. You know, an example today, I was at work. All right, oh, look at the times we're in. We're in the holiday season, going into the holiday season. Right now it's Halloween. Then you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas. Today at work, I seen like 3 or 4 people come in with costumes on. Okay, so these people are in a mirthful spirit. They're in a time of, living it up, right? So let's go back. Luke 17. Let's read that in NLT version. Luke 17, 26. It says, when the Son of Man returns, NLT version, when the Son of Man returns, it will be like it was in Noah's days. Read it again, Salakia. When the Son of Man returns, it will be like it was in Noah's day. In those days, the people enjoyed banquets and parties. See that? Banquets and parties and weddings, right up to the time Noah entered his boat, and the flood came and destroyed them all. And you can best believe when they started to feel those raindrops, all right, they went to bang on Noah's boat. You know, but like I got this from of course first the Holy Spirit, the Hakodash, the Yahabashimi Shai. But I was watching the Elder Apostle Bar's video. He did a live yesterday, and he was speaking on a lot of things. But he was one thing he did go into was the days of Noah. And it tells you in Genesis that the Lord shut the boat. You know, let's get that real quick. Genesis 7, and I'm sorry, 15. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. And they went in went in male and female of all flesh, as the Most High had commanded him. And the Lord Yahweh shut him in. So the Lord shut that boat. You know. So like I said, when they started feeling them raindrops come, they wanted to bang on that boat and they wanted to know to let him in. But he couldn't, even if he wanted to. Right. So now, let's get the only ones who were saved in Noah's day were him, his wife, his 3 sons and their wives. Let's read First Peter 3. I'm gonna start at 18. It says, "For Yahushua also have once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to the Most High, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit, by which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison, which sometime were disobedient, when once the long suffering of the Most High waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was a preparing, wherein few." See, so the Lord is only dealing with a remnant. All right, like Noah back then, same way today. The Lord is only coming for a few. It says many are called and few are chosen. When you're praying and hoping that we are called and chosen, it says wherein few, that is 8 souls, were saved by water. So 8 people were saved who were in that boat. And you could best believe, hey, they they were glad to be with those men in that day. They were glad to be with Noah. You see? So, it says the same thing in Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 37. It says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood," see, they were eating and drinking, all right, partying, banqueting, marrying, and giving in marriage unto the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." You can best believe, like I said, we're in the spirit of Noah right now. Same thing. The We're the days of Noah, but we're out there preaching the word, telling people of the judgments about to come upon this world. But what are they doing? They're ignoring us. You know, they mocking us. You could believe they mocked Noah. You know why he was building that boat, right? There's this Ezekiel 21. Look, Ezekiel 21. I'm reading 9 and 10. It says, "Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Shall we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree." See? So should we then be in a joyful, mirthful spirit, which is nothing wrong. You know, it has its time. Like it says in Ecclesiastes 3, there's a time for everything. You know, but 24/7, you know, happy, you know, go look smiling from ear to ear. No, you know, we're not in that spirit right now. You know, verse 9 NLT, "Son of man, give the people this message from the Lord. A sword is being sharpened and polished. It is sharpened for terrible slaughter and polished till flash like lightning." It says, "Now will you laugh? Those far stronger than you have fallen beneath its power." You know, and you can these Israelites, right? They having these Israelite marriages and cookouts and parties and fashion shows, doing all this, vain things, man, but not preparing their congregation for what's to come. Not telling them about Jacob's trouble, the mark of the beast, how Esau's gonna come down with a great wrath, okay, Civil War, World War III, all that. They may speak on it here and there, but it's not, they focus on the laws. I think the laws gonna save them. Okay, this is Jeremiah. Is it 16? This chapter is good. Jeremiah 16. Read this whole thing, but I'm gonna get straight to the point. Jeremiah 16 and 9, it says, "For thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, behold, I will cause to cease out of this place in your eyes and in your days the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness and the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride." Let's read that in the NLT version. Verse 9, "For this is what the Lord of heaven's armies, the power of Israel, says. In your own lifetime," so in our lifetime, right, "before your very eyes, I will put an end to the happy singing and laughter in this land. The joyful voices of bridegrooms and brides will no longer be heard." So this is gonna happen in our lifetime. This happened back then, all right. Well, this happened back then in the ancient days, but it's gonna happen again. We're gonna see this in our own lifetime, man. Okay, so we're in the days of Noah, all over again. Days before the flood, and the days and another flood is gonna come, a flood of fire. Malachi 4 and 1, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven." Okay, and all the proud, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Let's go back to 2 Peter 3 and 10. "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up." See, so a flood of fire is coming. Okay, instead of water, fire is going to come upon this world, man. And that's what we're telling the people. Nuclear destruction is on the way. But they don't believe us. They think that America's going to last forever. Matter of fact, we could read, verse 3, "Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts, and saying, where is the promise of his coming?" Talking about Yahushua, who the world calls Jesus. "For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation." You see? So they think, y'all been talking like that for a long time. It's not gonna happen, But Like I said, but the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night, man. So they're gonna scoff and continue to scoff and mock till that day comes. And they get swept away. They get burned up by that fire, man. You see? But days before the flood. So we're in the days before the flood of fire. All right, we're in the days of Noah all over again. So Lord willing, this was edifying. All right, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone, the teacher Ruel. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord's will you was edified. Till next video, I'm gonna say, Shalom.